Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Clickbait and Coffee. It's Jason. It is 8 o'clock Friday morning here in Warren County, Kentucky. And I tell you what, it's getting ready to piss pour rain. As I was walking down here from the house to the shop, it started sprinkling. It's thundering in the background. They're saying we're going to have, I think it's between like 8 and 12 o'clock or something like that. It's going to be probability of hail, thunderstorms, and all kinds of stuff. So really not looking forward to that. So it's going to be an awesome day. So it's gloomy. What's up, Forrest? Glad to have you here. What's it looking like in your neck of the woods weather-wise? I know we're supposed to get pounded today and pounded tonight. I am supposed to be going down, or supposed to be leaving this afternoon to go to Alabama to Jay's house, Prepared Citizens, to do a, what does he call it? Fighting carbine or carbine fundamentals. I don't know exactly what the class is called. I know we're going to be shooting ARs and running that. So the plan is to run down there this afternoon and then Saturday take the class with him. Barring nothing crazy happens between now and then, I'm going to look when I get off here. I'm going to look at the weather, talk to my wife, and see exactly what the weather's going to do and whether I need to stay here to make sure nothing happens or if I need to go on down to Alabama. Miss Sharon, good morning. What's the weather looking like at your neck of the woods? We're getting ready to get pounded with storms most of the day. Hail, thunderstorms, and possibilities of tornadoes is what they're calling for. So, but yeah, I'm supposed to be headed down to Jay's. I'm looking forward to it. I've still got to pack a bunch of crap. I'm taking 2 ARs with me, one of my chest rigs, and a bunch of ammo and stuff like that, and probably rain gear because it looks like there's a possibility of rain down there on Saturday, which is not going to be fun. Forest overcast with rain tomorrow. Yeah, that's not going to be super fun. Good morning, Greg. What are you working on today? Probably another truck, I bet. Miss Sharon, cloudy but looking around 86 and humid today. Forest, it's Rayburn, Alabama. It's right on the Alabama-Georgia line. It's like 5 hours away, something like that. So you could, yeah, local prepper, get that Gumby suit out. Hey, I've got rain gear. I've got a super nice North Face jacket that I absolutely love. That is a rain jacket. I use it around here, and then of course I've got my ponchos and everything like that packed and ready to go. I usually keep a poncho in the truck, and then I usually keep my North Face jacket hanging down here in the shop for when I need it. But yeah, Forrest, it'll be down there in Rayburn or Rayburn. It's right on the Georgia-Alabama line. If you take in between, if you draw a line from Atlanta to Birmingham straight across, it's like right in between there. So, sitting in the service truck watching it rain, Greg, that sounds amazing. That's probably what we're going to rain here all day. It's not going to be super fun. Not excited whatsoever for that. So, good morning, Bill. Glad to have you here. And yeah, Miss Sharon, I tell you what, it is humid as all get out. I don't even know what the humidity, but you can damn near cut it like a knife. So, but yeah, so I'm headed down there. Guys, if you've not got your tickets yet for the festival, get on the ball, get your tickets. And then also, first aid and medical supplies, everything is in stock, ready to ship out. We've got pretty much everything in stock that I can think of. We're not out of stock of anything. So if you need some of that stuff, get over on the website, check it out, and get your tickets for the festival. Also, the refuge class. They've still got spots for the refuge class. If they fill the first one up, I think they're going to do a second one. Right now, they got the morning session. If they fill that class up, they're probably going to add an afternoon session. So go ahead and get your tickets for it. The link is at the top of the page on the website. There's a red banner that'll take you right there. And Take you right there to sign up for it. That class is only $200, which is more than half off of their regular class. And this also is the only class right now this year that they're going to be traveling for. So if you don't want to drive all the way to Oklahoma to take their class, you can come to Kentucky and take it. TJ is going to be teaching that class also, so it's going to be a good time. Bill, 76 degrees and 74% humidity in Jackson. Yeah. Jackson's going to get hit, I think, today or tomorrow. I know the rain. I know we're going to get hit. But also on the website, hopefully by the first part of next week, we will have comfrey. We'll have comfrey on the website ready to sell. We were going to dig a bunch of that Saturday, but I forgot that I'm going to be in Alabama on Saturday. So depending on the weather, we might get some of it dug and cut up on Sunday if Shelly wants to come down. I got to talk to her about that. So we've got that going on. And then probably the biggest thing, Joe. Joe is my oldest female livestock guard dog. She's Anatolian Shepherd Great Pyrenees mix. We've had her, she's about 7 now. So we've had her right at 6.5 years, something like that. 6 years, something like that. Joe is an amazing dog. I've got her daughter, Weezer. So they make an awesome pair. But they are livestock guard dogs. Joe has had this problem of wanting to get out. And I live, our place backs up to the elementary school. So it adjoins a property line. Joe has had a problem of wanting to get out and see what was going on. I don't know if she was in heat or what, but she'd been getting out. She would just go to the school, hang out at the school for a little bit, let the kids pet her. The stinking custodians and the lunch ladies were feeding her. And apparently they said, well, she looked hungry, so we gave her some food. I'm like, you've got to stop feeding my dog. That's one of the reasons she's coming over here. So anyway, she would get out. She would run over to the neighbor's house, play with the neighbor's dog, and then usually come back home. I'd see her in the front yard, and I'd holler at her like, Joe, get your butt back in the fence. So I would come and open the gate. She would get back in, and I'm like, stop doing that. But usually she'd be gone, for a few hours and come back. Or the neighbor's son would call me, and he's like, Jason, Joe's out. And I'm like, dude, can you just bring her out, and put her back in? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'll bring her up and put her back in. I was like, I'm going to have to put you on retainer because you're helping me out so much. So anyway, this was, what day was this? Tuesday? Let me see. Yes. Tuesday morning. I hadn't seen her Monday, and then by Tuesday afternoon, I'd still not seen her. I was like, something has gone wrong. I said, she's run off for good or something. My wife's worried about it. I was like, we'll find her. She'll come back. My wife's thinking the worst. She got hit by a car or something like that. So I'm like, we'll find her. We'll figure this out. So I called the Humane Society, and I'm like, hey, have you picked up a dog? I'd not put a collar on her. It had been off of her. She's not chipped or anything like that. So I called the Humane Society. They're like, we haven't picked the dog up like that yet. And she was like, you need to check the Facebook page. So they got a Facebook page for lost animals in Warren County. So I grabbed my phone. I'm scrolling through it, and I stop, and there's a picture, and this dog looks dead up like Joe. So I read the thing, and it's this lady. She put, update, we have found our dog, and he is safe at home. And my husband is so grateful because he's had this dog since he was a pup. And he's just so glad this dog's back. And they put their phone number on there. So I'm like, that's my freaking dog, and they're calling it a male. I was like, something doesn't add up. So I grabbed the phone number, called it. It went to voicemail. So I left a message. And, of course, I'm not going to tell them what I'm calling about. I just told him, I'm like, hey, this is Jason. Here's my phone number. Can you give me a call back, please? So I jump in the truck, and I'm like, I want to go look for Joe. Told my wife what was going on, showed my wife the post, and she's like, you need to call him. I'm like, I did. So as I'm getting to the end of the driveway, my phone rings, and I answer it. And it's the lady that I'd called. I said, hey, I was like, I saw your post on lost animals. I was like, you've got my dog. And she said, no, 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 this is our dog. And I'm like, okay. I said, this is my dog. And she's like, no, this is a male dog, and we've had it since it was a puppy. And I said, well, where do you live exactly? So she told me her address, and I knew exactly where it was at. It was just right across the road from me, less than half a mile away. So I said, well, do you mind? I said, I've never seen a dog that looks just like mine. I was like, it'd be interesting to see what a dog that looks just like mine is. It's a male. She goes, oh, yeah. She's like, come on over and look at it. So I was like, all right, cool. I zip over to this lady's house, pull in the driveway. Joe is tied by a building, and there's like three or four pits in this cage, or in this little 10 by 10 run beside her. I get out of the truck and I holler. I'm like, Joe. She looks dead up at me, and she was like, get me the hell out of here. These people are like Burmese or some shit. I don't know. They're probably some stinking refugees, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So anyway, Joe was standing there. She comes right to me and is leaning against me like, get me the hell out of here. So I told the lady, I'm like, hey, this is my dog. This is Joe. She's like, no, no, this is our dog. It's a male. So I take my hand, slide up underneath Joe, and I looked at her. I said, there ain't nothing down there that's a male. I was like, you must be confused. She goes, this is our dog. I said, ma'am, I said, this is my freaking dog, and I'm taking it right now. So I undo the collar and the chain that's on Joe. Joe takes off, and the lady's just looking at me like, what are you doing? So Joe takes off, runs across the road to the neighbor's yard, and so I run over. I didn't have a leash or anything. I grabbed a ratchet strap, tied it on itself, went over to the neighbor's house, and the lady comes out. I explained to her, I was like, hey, I'm Jason. This is where I live. I'm trying to get my dog. These people are trying to steal my dog. She's like, okay, that's fine. So I get the ratchet strap around Joe's neck, take her over to the truck, trying to get her in the truck. And she's like, I do not want to get in your truck. So I had some peanut butter and crackers. I tried everything. I was like, let's get some peanut butter and crackers. You can jump in the truck. Let's go. She would not do it. So I go over to the lady, the neighbor, and I'm like, hey, I was like, can I leave my truck parked in your driveway, and we'll lock it and walk my dog home? And she goes, yeah, sure, that's fine. So she holds Joe while I move the truck into her driveway, lock it up and everything. I get Joe. I walk from these people's houses over to my house. While school is getting out, all these people are looking at me like, who's this crazy dude walking this dog with a ratchet strap around his neck? So we finally get back to the house. My wife and my youngest one comes out, and they're like, what happened? So I told them all this, and they're like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to put Joe in the shop right now. I was like, she can't get out of the shop. So I take Joe, put her in the shop. I told my wife, I'm like, hey, you got to drive me back over so I can get my truck like ASAP. And she's like, okay. So we get, damn, did y'all hear that thunder? That was loud. So my wife takes me, and I'm like, you need to turn around and get out of here. And she's like, don't start anything with these people. I'm like, I'm not. I was like, if they want to start some crap, I'll finish it, but I'm not going to start anything. And she goes, you need to make sure that you thank the neighbor lady. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll run in there and thank her. So I run over, tell the lady thanks. I'm like, and she knew my name. She's like, what do you do for a living? I was like, I'm a contractor. And she was like, okay, cool. I was like, I live right over there. I said, I appreciate it very much. And she's like, okay, no problem. So I get in my truck, scoot on over here, and Joe's in the shop. I get her food and water. Man, it is coming crazy thunder. I don't know. Can y'all hear the thunder? I want to know if y'all can hear this thunder or not. So anyway, I locked Joe in the shop, leave her there overnight. She's got food and water, and she is absolutely pissed off at me. So my wife's like, what are you going to do? And yeah, Miss Sharon, that thunder is freaking loud. The first one scared me, and I don't get too awful scared about that stuff. But so hopefully we've got power, so hopefully nothing will go out. I'm running on my iPad, so yes, and it is coming. I can hear the rain hitting the metal roof. So yeah, Yeah, Bill, it is a little rumbly melody. Yeah, it's going to come a pouring flood. So anyway, Joe's in the shop. My wife's like, "What are you going to do?" I was like, "I'm going to have to lock her. We call it the sheep shack. It's a small, I think it's an 8 by 12 building that we built. It's on skids. I built it several years ago when we first got sheep. So we call it the sheep shack. I've got it, and there's a small fenced-in paddock, probably 1,000 square foot paddock, a little bit bigger maybe. And she's like, "What are you going to do?" I was like, "I'm going to put them in there until I can get something figured out." And I was like, "I'm going to run hot wire around the top and around the bottom." And she's like, "Okay, cool." So Wednesday, I get home, I come and check on Joe. She's still in the shop, pissed off as ever, just laying in the floor like, "Let me the hell out of here." So Wednesday, it was Wednesday afternoon when I got in from work. I ran a hot wire all the way around the top and all the way around the bottom, hooked my biggest charger on there. It's pumping about 9,000 volts through that electric fence. And I'm like, she is not going to get out of this thing. So I go and put her in there, close the gate, turn the fence on, and she has not gotten out yet. She hit that fence a couple times and yelped. And I'm like, I got your ass locked in. So Joe and Weezer are in maximum security prison right now until I can get the rest of the property fixed up to where she can't get out. I saw and found out one of the spots she was getting out. She was climbing over the fence, and there's a gap big enough for her to squeeze through where the fence had been rode down in between the top of the woven wire field fence and the barbed wire, because there's hair all over the top of that where she'd been scooting through. So probably now what I'm going to have to do is run electric fence all the way around our perimeter fence at the top and the bottom and keep it hot all the time, just so her sorry butt does not get out anymore. It's aggravating as can be, because then we're going to have to run it in front of the gates and everything, and it's just going to be a pain. So when you open the gates, you're going to have to undo 2 electric lines, which I don't mind putting it up. It's just going to be a pain in the butt doing it. I've got the wire. I think I've got all the insulators, but it's just, it's going to take you a day to 2 days to get all that stuff up, and it's just going to be crappy to do. So does anybody have any other great tips on keeping the dog in other than the electric fence? I don't know what else I can do. So I'm just glad Joe's back, and she's not getting out. She has been in since Wednesday when I put her in there, and she is pissed off. So that is the dog story of the day. I'm glad she's back. And I tell you what, my wife found these people on Facebook and literally ran them across the coals on Facebook Messenger until the lady blocked her. So she told me, because I asked my wife, I'm like, do I need to say something to these people or what, or just bash them on Facebook? She's like, no, don't be that petty. And then she tells me the next day, she's like, I ran all over these people on Facebook. And I'm like, and you told me not to? I was like, what the hell? I was like, I really wanted to. So, all right, guys, that is the update on what's been happening with me since last Tuesday. What is everybody's plans for this weekend? Because it is Friday, and it's going to be a good day, whether it's raining or not. It's still Friday. So what's everybody's plans? What do y'all have planned for the weekend? I would like to know. So tell me that in the comments, and we can keep the conversation going. I've got I looked last night. I probably got two-ish stories, something like that, that I thought were interesting that might affect us a little bit, somewhat. So the first story that I saw is Trump has been on a Middle East tour. He's been over there. Chantel is going to my daughter's house. That sounds fun. Yeah, I want to go down Saturday, and then I'll come back Saturday night, probably late, and then Sunday we'll go to church. And I don't know exactly what we got planned on Sunday. I'll probably just hang out with everybody and not do a whole lot on Sunday. But all right, Trump has been on a Middle East tour. I don't know if he's still on the Middle East tour or not. I didn't read that far. So, but apparently he's been over in the United Arab Emirates, which the UAE. So, and apparently this is the first time a U.S. president's been over there in 17 years to that country. So, essentially he inked a deal, over 200 billion in commercial deals between the U.S. and the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. They're looking, it's a $14.5 billion deal for the UAE to buy commercial jets from Boeing and GE Aerospace. So, which is cool. I mean, that's going to help the American economy. I mean, $14.5 billion for commercial airplanes. That's a pretty sweet deal right there. It's going to help U.S. jobs, stuff like that. Also, they're going to start putting in and start building an aluminum smelter in Oklahoma, which that's pretty cool. They're going to be doing that. I mean, that's going to be more jobs in the United States. We're going to have more smelting capacity and everything. That's going to be in Oklahoma. And then I need to read a little bit more about this. I don't know the exact thing about it, but it's a fleet of small modular reactors in Michigan that they're going to buy. I don't know if these are small modular like nuclear reactors to produce power or not, but if that's the case, that's pretty cool. I mean, more energy, we can become more energy independent than what we are, so that's cool. And then also the Defense Department authorized the sale of $1.4 billion in helicopters and F-16 parts to the United Arab Emirates. So he's getting some stuff done. Also, the UAE also pledged $1.4 trillion investment over the next 10 years in the United States. This is going to go for AI infrastructure, semiconductor manufacturing, energy, and American manufacturing initiatives. So the semiconductor thing is pretty cool. I think we need to start producing more semiconductors in the United States and get more independent of these foreign countries, especially China. I know Taiwan is one of the biggest semiconductor manufacturers in the world, and you kind of got to look. I know China makes a ton of them. I'm pretty sure we make a few, but not near for the demand that we need. But that'll be great, you know, developing that and making semiconductors here. And of course, you got to look. If China winds up invading Taiwan, like they keep threatening that they're going to, it's going to be great if we can have semiconductors made here. So, guys, what are y'all's thoughts on that? I would like to know what y'all think about his tour. Honestly, I'm kind of mixed on both of it. Yes, he's going over, you know, talking to these foreign countries, stuff like that, making deals to help the U.S. economy. But there's a lot of stuff he could be doing right here at home to help the American people first and foremost. And I know this is gonna help, but, you know, keep going here. Let's build this. Let's bring the manufacturing back here. So, guys, what are your thoughts on that? I would like to know. Like I said, I'm kind of torn either way on that. Good morning, Tactical Muffin Top. Glad to have you here. So tell me your thoughts on that. Bill, I've got to put new blades on the mower and mow yards if I can beat the rain. Good luck. I will probably have to mow Sunday when I get back. I totally despise mowing the yard. Absolutely hate it with a passion. I wished I never had to mow a yard again. So, and then Bill, that plane they're offering to give to the president is probably going to be like those pagers and cell phones that were blowing up a while back. Yeah, exactly. That, yeah, it's Qatar is wanting to give the president a plane to use for Air Force One because there's some kind of hiccup with Boeing building new Air Force One planes. And I was just briefly listening to some stuff on that. It's like they started the contract out at X amount, and it's like 5 or 6 times over budget, and the stupid thing's not going to be done for like another 5 or 6 years or something. It's like, this is stupid. My whole thoughts on it, it's like, why are you going to get a plane from a foreign country that we have no idea what they've done to this plane, and you're going to put the most powerful person in the world on it and let them fly around? That would be no bueno to me. There is, hell, I wouldn't even want to fly in the darn thing because you don't know what they've done, regardless of whether they take that plane and take it to Boeing or whatever and let them strip the plane totally down, go over everything. You're talking a massive plane. There could be stuff hidden in that plane that you could never find in a million years that they put in there. Not saying that they would, but if I was wanting to do something like that, that's the MO that I would do for darn sure. So there's no way that I would take that plane and fly in it. No doubt. I wouldn't do it. So, Miss Sharon, my question is, all the jobs they're creating, will they be human jobs or AI robot jobs? Miss Sharon, I don't know. The AI infrastructure, they didn't say what that was, so I don't really know. But one thing you got to look at with the AI infrastructure, they're going to be building buildings for this. So then you're looking at construction jobs and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know about that. Semiconductors, that's probably going to be a lot of automated jobs there, but there's still going to be people that have to be in the plants doing stuff like that. I know the aluminum smelting, that is most of that is manual labor stuff. We did some work. We did some work at a smelting. It's a smaller smelting plant down in Franklin, Kentucky, right down the road. Where they come in, they bring in raw aluminum, melt it down, and cast it into ingots. And I think they do some coils and stuff like that. It's a real small place. There's a few things that were automated, but it was mostly manual jobs there. So I would say that the smelting plant in Oklahoma they're going to put in there is going to be manual stuff. So I really don't know the energy. They didn't say what kind of energy they were looking at. Probably, they're talking about the small modular nuclear or modular reactors. So I would say that's going to everything has got some automation. I don't think it's going to be just straight up robotic jobs. So yes, Miss Sharon, I agree. It'd be a massive security risk. And then local prepper, yeah, the airplane will accept the gift. It's out of respect in Arab countries, but the president will never fly in it. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that he probably would never fly. Maybe we could put some people we don't like on that plane and try it out first. So, local prepper, that might be the deal right there. So, and I do know that the respect thing, it'd almost be like slapping them in the face if we didn't take that airplane from them. I know that. Yeah, and then Bill, one faulty solenoid on a fuel line will be hard to detect and easy to corrupt. Exactly. There's just too much risk reward for that kind of thing. So, and then also, I don't understand why it's going to take Boeing so many years to build a plane and everything. I know Air Force One has all this special stuff in it and everything, but when you're talking about years to build a plane, that's kind of crazy in my opinion. So, it is what it is. So. Yeah, LP, they can put the whole White House press corps on it. Yeah. I mean, well, heck, I know Trump has kicked some of the people out. Some of the news agencies, they've kicked them out of being in the press pool, and the people are all pissed off about that. Yeah, and Miss Sharon, they can take little Billy on a vacation on that plane. Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty funny. All right, next news story. Actually, there's like 3 of these in one, but it's all got to deal with the migrant situation and the illegal aliens, the criminals that are coming in our country from different countries. So this story happened in the actual incident took place in July 2024, and apparently it's just now coming to light. And sentencing, and I'm using sentencing very loosely. So this happened in July 2024, Aurora, Colorado. A 15-year-old uninsured illegal minor that was in the country. He was in a 45-mile-an-hour speed zone. He'd stolen his mother's Jeep, was driving 90 plus miles an hour, and T-boned a 24-year-old girl, Catherine Weaver. T-boned her, killed her on site. She was coming back home from work, headed back home from work. Killed this girl, and this girl is a United States citizen. T-boned her doing twice the speed limit. The kid's 15, in the country illegally. So right there, you've broken the law. You've been in the country illegally. You're 15. You can't drive. So right there's another thing. Second, you got no insurance, and third or fourth, you stole a car from your mom. So that right there is a big deal. So Apparently, the kid killed her, and now they have pleaded down to, get this, no prison time. He's just getting probation and community service. So after the kid stole his mom's Jeep, breaking the speed limit, no insurance, no nothing, in the country illegally, and then kills a United States citizen, T-bones her, he's getting 2 years probation and 100 hours of community service. Tell me how that makes sense. If any person here, if I or any person in this chat would have done that, we would have been under the damn jail and convicted of reckless homicide or murder or whatever. I mean, they would have thrown the book at us. But yet, this kid is an illegal alien, underage driving, stole a car, killed someone. Hey, you get 2 years probation and 100 hours community service. I've never done community service before. Good morning, Grit and Grace. I've never done community service as in because I got in trouble. I've done community service for when I was in college for our fraternity. I've done other community service stuff. Man, I can do 100 hours community service standing on my head, honestly. 100 hours is nothing. And 2 years probation. You killed someone and you were in this country illegally. How does this shit make sense? Like I said, if you or I would have done it, we'd have been in jail, thrown the book at us. We'd have never seen the light of day. I can guarantee it. But this kid's going to get off. And, I mean, I don't understand. First off, we shouldn't put his butt in prison. Well, I don't know. He should be doing something. I mean, when you're going to do something like that, honestly, it's going to be rough to say. We ought to just take you out and shoot you. Yeah, you're a 15-year-old kid, but you probably knew what was going on. You knew you shouldn't have been doing this. You know you shouldn't have been driving so damn fast, and you probably didn't know how to drive, and you killed a United States citizen after you're in this country illegally. Make it make sense to me. So, and yeah, Miss Sharon, something is very wrong here. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah. So now let's go on and move on. This is going to be, I guess we're going to call it the migrant illegal alien segment of the show. I guess we can call it. Just like there's crazy shit going on that these Democrat controlled and liberal controlled cities and states are doing that it does not make sense to me. I don't understand it. And I want your opinions on this also. I want your opinions, but I know it's not going to make sense because y'all are like-minded people. So apparently, California, Gavin Newsom is preparing to freeze illegal immigrants from joining California Medicaid program. All right. So he's going to freeze proposals on a new Medicaid for illegal aliens. It kind of is like, why are illegal aliens getting on a government program that the taxpayers are paying for? I'm reading this last night and just getting pissed off. So he's also proposing $100 a month premium for people enrolling. So they're going to let you get on the Medicaid if you're an illegal alien, and it's going to cost you $100 a month for your premium. I know with my wife's job, we pay a hell of a lot more than $100 a month. $100 a month for our health insurance and health care. So I don't understand how freaking illegals can get on, and most of it's going to be free. I mean, or $100 a month premium. That's just freaking ridiculous. I just do not understand it. So what are y'all's thoughts on it? Why in the hell are we paying for it, first off? And why are they letting illegal immigrants on a government program when you're not even a citizen? This stuff was set up for citizens of the United States, not illegals. And, it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, and Bill, the kid is probably being let out because jail time would interfere with his sex change therapy. Yeah, we touched on that a little while ago. So, guys, remember, also, if you're going to commit a crime and you get caught and you're going to get put in jail, tell them that it's going to interfere with your sex change surgery, and they're going to let you out. So I don't know if you have to prove that or anything like that, but just tell them that. Get your lawyer to do that. You're going to get off scot-free. Everything's going to be fine. So, yeah, California is going to freeze illegal immigrants getting on the government dole and getting free medical insurance. So, just another thing that we're paying for. And it's like, what the hell? Don't understand it. And now, the last thing that I've got on the immigrant deal and everything, and why our taxes are so high and why there's so much government waste. A Washington state bill could open the door for illegal aliens to receive cash assistance for housing and other essential items. So there's a bill that has been passed. It's waiting for the governor to sign it. This bill was supposed to help United States citizens or Washington state citizens or Washington state residents in receiving cash assistance for helping them to be able to afford a house and afford their rent and essentials. But now the way they've worded it and stuff like that, apparently illegal aliens, people that are here illegally in our country, are going to be getting taxpayers' dollars for assistance on buying a house and essential items. They didn't say what essential items were, but I'm figuring that's food. Hell, they'll probably give them a damn car before it's all over with. I mean, they'll probably send them down to the Chevy dealer and be like, oh, yeah, pick you out a brand new truck. It's cool. And I'm driving a 10-year-old truck, busting my ass every day to put food on the table and everything else. And illegal aliens going to be, getting free money and everything else and be driving a nicer truck than me. It just pisses me off. Not that I'm jealous of that, but it's like, why? Why is this going on? I don't understand it. So, I mean, that's two. Washington State's pretty stinking liberal. California is totally stupid and liberal. And the shit they do over there, it does not make sense. So, I don't know. It must be great to be an illegal alien in this country because you can go out and kill someone, get 2 years probation, 100 hours community service, and then you're going to get free Medicare if you're in California, or maybe have to pay $100 a month. And then in Washington State, you're going to get free money for housing. Don't understand it. Yeah, Miss Sharon, why can't we sue the government for discrimination? I mean, we don't get any special treatment at all. Yeah, exactly. I don't want special treatment. I want everybody to be equal. I don't want government money. I don't take any government money for my business, anything like that. Don't want it. Never taken it. Don't sign up for any of these programs, anything like that. When the vid was going on and they had all these programs you could get for small businesses, all these small business things that you could do, I was like, the PPE loans or whatever they were. Some of my buddies took that, and man, you talk about the strings and the hoops and everything like that you had to jump through and everything. It was just not worth it. I was like, I'm not doing this, didn't take any of it. And now some people are paying for that. I know some guys didn't do it just right, and they're paying big time for that. So I don't want any money from the government. I want people to be treated fairly. Now, this is United States citizens. I could care less about the illegals. I think we need to take all those bastards and deport them back, regardless. Regardless whether you've been here one day or you've been here 20 years. You're here illegally. Take your ass back home. Period. Bar none. I don't care if you've had 15 kids and they've all went to public schools and all this kind of stuff and grew up here. I don't care. Send your ass back to where you're from. Period. Bar none. So and as far as the welfare and the social programs, I think it was Ronald Reagan said that the welfare was supposed to be a safety net, not a hammock. And of course, they keep doing it, and it's just breeding. It's just breeding the whole culture. You're getting an incentive to have more kids because the more kids you have, the more money you get every month from the government, which is stupid. That they need to stop all that, cut off the incentives for people like that, and then they will have to go out and get a job, period. So let's see, Bill. Back in the 70s, this country was actually encouraging Russian citizens to come here and paid for their farm and set up in business to get them to come here. Yeah, I don't know. I was born in 78, so I was, I don't remember that, but that's kind of crazy. I mean, it. I don't know. I mean, you're looking at it. Part of this stuff doesn't make sense, and this kind of goes back to the government's doing stupid shit. This goes back to where you need to be independent of the system as much as you can. Be as sustainable and regenerative as you can on your farm. Build the small local communities, and then the small local communities can find other small local communities and link together. Grow as much food as you can. Be as independent as you can on stuff. Have your food supply. Be producing food at your place, whether it's vegetables, whether it's fruit, whether it's meat. Be producing stuff. Be a net producer, not a net taker. So do that. Build your food supply. If you can't grow and do a whole lot of stuff, stock as much food as you can. Find people that are producers that are growing food, growing meat, all that stuff. Make friends with them. Just because you can't do it, you've got some kind of skill that you can barter, or a skill that will be useful to these other people. Because people can't, one person and one family cannot do it all, regardless of all the YouTube videos you see of, oh, me and my family are 100% self-sufficient on our little homestead, and look at our video. That's bullshit. No place is 100% self-sufficient with just one family living on their, 20 acres. It's just not going to work. Nobody's going to be 100% self-sufficient. That's a fallacy. So even if you can't do that, find some other people, build that community, and find out. There's always skills. Every person, no matter what, and I've told people this before. I've had talks with people. They're like, well, I don't know anything about that. I'm a grandma. I can't go out and shoot. I can't do property patrols. I can't do this and everything. And it's like, yes, but you could help in a grid down situation in our community. You could watch the kids. I guarantee that lady can cook like nobody's business. So you could cook. You could help with the kids. You could do the school work with the kids and teach the kids if it's a grid down situation. So what I'm getting at, there is always a spot for every person in a community. Everyone brings something to that. If you didn't bring something to this world, you wouldn't be here. My honest opinion. God's just not letting people just roam around for the fun of it on earth. Everyone serves a purpose on this earth. You might just not know it yet. So, Miss Sharon, 100%, and that would be me. Hey, and that's the thing. And like I said, I've talked to a lot of people like that. They're like, I have no skills. You have skills. You just have to figure out what they are. So I can cook a few things and feed myself, but man, I am not a gourmet chef in the kitchen by far. So yeah, being independent, get those food systems going, everything like that. Have a backup power plan and backup water plan for if something goes down. I've got, have backup solar. Have your solar stuff, have some solar generators. Have regular gas or diesel or propane generators, and have fuel stored for that. If we have a grid down event, you're going to need some kind of power generation. Even if you live in a place that's got good wind all the time, get one of the wind turbines. It'll produce some energy. But yeah, have a backup power plan. Also, security. Have some way to defend yourself, whether it's your shotgun or whether you got 30 ARs sitting there. Have a way to defend yourself, know how to use that, and get training. Two of the things that are not sexy by far and lacking in a lot of areas is communications and medical stuff. Get squared away on your communications. There's lots of classes you can do, stuff like that. I know Evan is from Radio Made Easy. He's doing a class with Refuge pretty soon. I check Refuge's site, but he's doing a class with it. It's a good class. I know Evan. I have not been through his class, but get squared away on some kind of communication stuff. There's all kinds of people. Jay sells radios at Prepared Citizens. He sells pre-programmed radios that are ready to go. I think he gives you a little card, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've got my comms plan pretty well squared away. I've got my general class ham, and I've been playing with radios for a long time now. And then also get your medical stuff squared away. It's not sexy to show the case of gauze that you bought on the internet or show your buddies like, hey, look, I got a new case of gauze. It's not sexy. It's not super cool. And it's not near as cool as saying, hey, here's my AR-15 that I bought. And oh, yeah, I bought another thing of gauze too. So, but get your stuff squared away. I mean, you don't have to buy it from me. We'd appreciate it if you bought it from our website. But there's a lot of people that are selling first aid and medical supplies online. Go check it out. Look at what you need. Compare the prices. Find out what best suits you. But stock up on that kind of stuff and get prepared for some of the stuff that's coming. I'm not saying that we're going World War III or anything like that, but I'll tell you this, reading the written stuff that I wrote out and I looked at, the government's sure as hell not helping you as much as they're helping illegal aliens. I can tell you that. Nobody's come to me and said, hey, we're going to give you $100 a month premium for your health insurance, or hey, we've got some cash assistance for housing for you and essential items. Nobody's ever come to me and said that. But by God, in Washington State, they're doing that for people, and illegal aliens are going to be getting it too. So let's see. Miss Sharon, I can cook, clean, teach, and plumb most anything if I can get to it. I figured out that some things I can't do. I can talk to someone else. Yeah, exactly. There's always, no matter what is going on, there's always a place for somebody, and people, no matter what it is, you have some kind of value in this world or you wouldn't be here. So don't think stuff like that. What's up, Jay? You're in here awful late. You must have taken a nap, I bet. So you're catching the tail end of it, Jay. So, hey, you should have been on here a minute ago, Jay. It was thundering so freaking loud that people were like, yes, we can hear that. And I did a little bit of a shock on that. So, but yeah, guys, main thing is the government's not going to save you. They're not going to help you out. It's up to us to build the communities and be as self-sufficient as we can and as independent from this system as we can. So, guys, that's about all I've got. If y'all got anything else, I'm going to be here for another minute or two. But I have to go do about 20 things before I leave town today and head down to Alabama. But, guys, I appreciate it, and I will be hey, Jay, if you're still in here, are we going to do a live tonight, me and you, if I make it down there? We might do a live tonight, me and Jay together. We kind of threw the idea around. So be looking for that. If we can get a chance and I don't run into too much weather and get down there at a decent time, we might wind up doing a live tonight. So, guys, I appreciate you. If we don't do a live tonight, I will be back here Tuesday morning, 8-ish in the morning. So, guys, I appreciate it a bunch, and I will see y'all Tuesday morning. See you.